simpler, better time. He once wistfully claimed racial solidarity wasn't a working concept in my Southern California hometown. Most people barely had last names, much less ethnic identities, which is a pretty weird thing to say. If your full name is Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson, and your ethnic identity can best be described as, my brother's name is Buckley Swanson Peck Carlson. The only way he could get any more ethnically white is if he jizzed mayonnaise. Now, as a child, Tucker was sent to boarding school where he promptly did two things: fail to impress any number of prestigious universities and start dating the headmaster's daughter, a headmaster who in return arranged to get him into Trinity College. He then became a print journalist, reportedly after his father told him that journalism will take anybody, which, to his dad's credit, did kind of turn out to be true. Tucker's leap to TV, though, came as an accident. Supposedly, back in the 90s, Dan Rather's show called the magazine where Tucker was working, looking for somebody to talk about the OJ trial. And the receptionist there told him, everyone else is still at lunch, can you do it? Which might be the single whitest origin story I have ever heard. And talk about the OJ trial. And the receptionist there told him, everyone else is still at lunch, can you do it? Which might be the single whitest take anybody, which, to his dad's credit, did kind of turn out to be true. Tucker's leap to TV, though, came as an accident. Supposedly, back in the 90s, Dan Rather's show called the magazine where Tucker was working, looking for somebody to talk about the OJ trial. And the receptionist there told him, everyone else is still at lunch, can you do it? Which might be the single whitest origin story I have ever heard. Hey, you, you with the skin and face, we've got an extra career lying around. Are you interested? But despite his total lack of preparation, Tucker was almost immediately hitting on themes that he'd be echoing for the next 25 years. Because here is one of his very first TV appearances in the aftermath of the OJ verdict.
Let me ask you, Mr. Carlson, do you think we're honest with each other?
For the horde!
The race to race?
Oh, no, of course not. I mean, you know, everybody is terrified of one thing. You know, whites are, of course, terrified of being called a racist. Blacks are terrified of being belittled. Of course. I think we need actually probably less conversation about race. I think it might do us good were we to ignore the subject a little bit and treat each other as if there were no color boundary separating us. I think that might be helpful. I think we talk about it in some ways too much.
Okay, first, I'm pretty sure that black people are less terrified of being belittled than of being killed, jailed, economically exploited, or indeed denied access to healthcare after their heads literally explode from hearing someone in a bow tie and plaid blazer suggest being called racist is as bad as actually experiencing racism. Although, I do want to quickly come back to that specific bow tie, because look, I'm not knocking bow ties in general. They're perfectly fine for a child attending his first communion or a Hanna-Barbera animator who can't draw necks. But that bow tie is too small. Either commit to it or don't, Tucker. Don't just put on a tiny bow tie and hope that no one notices. Now, from there, Tucker bounced around a bit with cancelled shows on both CNN and MSNBC, although in his time at CNN, he did manage to produce, and I don't say this lightly, the most 2003 clip of all time.
You work with Pepsi for a long time. Candidly, just between you and me, how much Pepsi do you think you drink on an average day?
I really do like Pepsi.
Really? What's your favorite kind?
I really do. My favorite kind of Pepsi? Pepsi's Pepsi.
Well, you don't drink Diet Pepsi or
no,
Pepsi
just regular Pepsi.
Look, I cannot stress this enough. Leave Britney alone. Don't do gotcha journalism about her Pepsi consumption. Not only has she been through a lot, she's a stone-cold legend. She's the definitional diva of the 2000s, and I guarantee you there is not a human being on Earth who doesn't perk up when that violin hook from Toxic comes on. Exactly. Put some motherfucking respect on her name, Tucker, and of course, hashtag Free Britney. And while Tucker eventually failed upwards into a primetime Fox show in 2016, the fascinating thing is, if you go back and watch his earlier clips, you can see him learning the tricks of his trade right in front of you. Watch him talk about Pat Buchanan, the Republican firebrand and noted anti-immigrant crusader, and break down one of Buchanan's go-to moves with the precision of a dedicated student.
I mean, Pat does raise issues that I think are important. Unfortunately, Pat Buchanan raises them in a way that I think is discredited, and when it's hacked, he can always fall back on the line, well, the tiny cabal that controls American politics doesn't like me because I speak truth to power. This is actually, incidentally, almost verbatim what he said the other day. that I offend the plutocracy, that I'm a wanted man by the inside the Beltway people, and in every sense cast himself as a victim who is sort of a Karen Silkwood of politics, someone who's so truthful that he's being hunted down by the conspiracy that runs Washington. I mean, it's all a bit much.
Yeah, you're right, Tucker. It is. And that is actually a pretty salient point there. It's just incredibly hard to take, given who's making it. In the same way, it'd be hard to listen to a lecture on gun safety and overall life choices from Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't care how good your advice is, I'm not taking it from you. Because the tiny cabal that controls American politics doesn't like me because I speak truth to power is now Tucker's signature move. He does it all the time, whenever he's criticized. A few years ago, he lost advertisers after saying, and I quote, that immigrants make our country poorer and dirtier and more divided. And this is how he fired back.
Those who won't shut up get silenced. You've seen it a million times. It happens all the time. The enforcers scream, "Racist!" on Twitter until everybody gets intimidated. It's a tactic, a well-worn one. Nobody thinks it's real. And it won't work with this show. We're not intimidated. We plan to try to say what's true until the last day. And the truth is, unregulated mass immigration has badly hurt this country's natural landscape.
Oh, fuck off, Tucker, you relentlessly indignant picket fence. How did you go from criticizing Pat Buchanan for that precise tactic to basically imitating him? It's all, to borrow a phrase, a bit much. But that technique gets to the absolute heart of Tucker's show. So often, he positions himself as someone just asking the hard questions, the ones that they don't want you asking. Questions like, is affirmative action racist? And should America be selective with immigrants? And has the Democratic Party become anti-white and anti-male? Just asking questions while heavily implying that the answer to those questions is yes. But when in turn anyone questions him, they are not just censoring free speech, they are launching an attack on the foundations of our democracy and the vast working class who this humble TV dinner princeling somehow represents. And the most telling thing about Tucker's framing of himself as the scourge of the elites and the hero of the common man is that for Tucker, who constitutes the common man, is very selective. Take Ilhan Omar. Just watch him lose his shit over a clip that he's about to play of something she said.
If anyone should love America, it's Ilhan Omar. This country rescued her from a squalid Kenyan refugee camp and made her a national figure, quite an ascent. But Ilhan Omar is not grateful. She hates us for it. Watch Omar tell us it is time to dismantle our country.
As long as our economy and political systems prioritize profit without considering who is profiting, who is being shut out, we will perpetuate this inequality. So we cannot stop at criminal justice system. We must begin the work of dismantling the whole system of oppression wherever we find it.
Dismantle the American economy and the American system of government, institutions that generations of Americans built over hundreds of years.
All right, there is already enough there in the sneering condescension that Ilhan Omar should be quietly grateful her entire life because she was granted asylum when she was a child. But let's just consider the vast distance between what you just heard her say and what he seemed to hear. Because according to Tucker, dismantling the system of oppression means dismantling the entire American economy and system of government. Now, give me inadvertently make a nuanced point about how systemic oppression is definitionally baked into every level and facet of that very same system. Yeah, yes he did. Am I going to give him credit for doing that? Fuck no, especially not when this is what he said next.
The problem is, there are many of us here who do like this country. We live here. We don't want to destroy it. We have every right to fight to preserve our nation and our heritage and our culture.
Wow. Preserve our heritage and culture. That is direct. In fact, his pre-written caption there, "We have to fight to preserve our nation and heritage," drew a lot of comparisons to the 14 words, the famous white supremacy slogan that says, "We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children." And when you put the two together, there is, a slight similarity there. I'm just saying, if you typed Tucker's quote into a blank Word document, 9 times out of 10, Clippy's going to ask, "Are you trying to recite the 14 words?" Now, of course, Clippy has been asking that a lot more ever since he started spending so much time on YouTube. Careful how much time you spend on there, Clippy. It's turning you into an arsehole. And if you think, well, come on, that seems like a bit of a stretch. You can't know what Tucker means by our heritage and culture. You should know that he hasn't always been that disciplined about his messaging. In the late 2000s, he used to call into a radio show hosted by shock jock Bubba the Love Sponge. And in those calls, the thin veil covering his racism would occasionally get thrown off in moments like this.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys.
But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture, a culture where people just don't use toilet paper or forks.
That isn't just incredibly offensive, it's also the kind of fact-free cultural hot take that is the essential Tucker Carlson experience. Because while it is clearly by no means the most important thing there, for the record, table forks were apparently first used in the Middle East and Byzantine Empire and were still conspicuously absent in Europe until centuries later. In fact, when the niece of a Byzantine emperor brought a case of forks to Venice for her wedding feast in the 11th century, she was roundly condemned by the local clergy for her decadence, with one saying, "God in his wisdom has provided man with natural forks, his fingers, therefore it is an insult to him to substitute artificial metal forks for them when eating," which is absolutely fascinating because it's not just a full refutation of Tucker's lazy racism, it's also a very fun fork fact. Fork fact! Fork facts are fun! The point is, when you know how Tucker speaks when he speaks freely, the filter through which he processes the world for his audience becomes painfully apparent, because he is smart enough not to openly say into a camera that certain races are more deserving of scorn or less worthy of respect. He will just heavily imply that depending on who he's talking about. Take the Capitol riots. Tucker said that he deplored the violence, but repeatedly compelled his viewers to try and understand where the demonstrators were coming from.
On January 6th, we had a riot at the U.S. Capitol. Why did that happen? It happened because millions of American voters were convinced that the last election was not fair. Where did they get that idea? Well, it wasn't simply because the last president told them so. You're hearing that now as if they're animals who take commands and do what they're told, but they're not animals. They're people, they're American citizens who can see what's happening and come to their own conclusions about it. They saw the radical increase in mail-in voting, millions did, and it corroded their faith and the public's faith in our systems of election.
Okay, hold on. People didn't think the election was rigged because they saw an increase in mail-in voting. They thought that because people like you repeatedly told them the election was rigged. And that plea for understanding there is especially hard to take when you contrast it with how he reacted to last summer's Black Lives Matter protests.
People like this don't bother to work. They don't volunteer or pay taxes to help other people. They live for themselves. They do exactly what they feel like doing. They say exactly what they feel like saying. They spray paint their opinions on buildings. On television, hour by hour, we watch these people, criminal mobs, destroy what the rest of us have built. They have no right to do that. They don't contribute to the common good. They never have. Yet suddenly they seem to have all the power.
Well, that's quite a different tone. And it is interesting to see who gets to be American citizens who came to their own conclusions and who gets to be criminal mobs who destroy what the rest of us have built. And it does seem like the dividing line for Tucker on that question is, how easily can you sunburn? And look, my point here isn't that Tucker is inconsistent in addressing two violent protests in vastly different ways. It's that he's actually incredibly consistent. Because in both instances, his clear takeaway is that white people should be terrified at the idea of any situation where they aren't in power. The main narrative of Tucker's show is that power is being taken away from you, his viewer, and that this needs to be resisted. He's run segments just asking questions, remember, like how exactly is diversity our strength, and has argued not just that it isn't, but that it's a threat to our existence as a cohesive country. In fact, he'll often call to resist that threat with an interesting choice of phrase.
Western civilization is our birthright. It makes all good things possible. Undefended, it collapses, and so we've got to fight to preserve it. It's a war, with one side trying to erase all remnants of its opponent, in this case, Western civilization. Is the culture into which they're coming, the Western civilization we're talking about, superior to the culture
that these immigrants are bringing.
Do you think it's possible to move a large Muslim population into the West and successfully integrate them into Western culture? Have you seen that anywhere?
Yeah, for Tucker, it seems Western civilization is somehow both the mighty and essential bedrock upon which all modern human existence is built, and also a delicate house of cards that will collapse if you so much as look at it wrong. And again, he will be careful not to verbally link race and civilization like he's calling into a Love Sponges radio show in 2006, but he will occasionally dance incredibly close to it.
Let me just stipulate, I'm for getting along, I'm for colorblindness, I'm for tolerance, 100%. But I also think that if things radically change in your country, it's okay for you to say, what is this? And maybe I don't want to live in a country that looks nothing like the country I grew up in. Is that bigoted?
Yeah, it is. That's like saying, I've got 10 fingers and toes, a pointy face with a little pink rosebud mouth, a cat-sized body, a long weird tail, and I eat garbage. Does that make me a possum? Yes! Yes, it does. That's the literal definition of the thing you just described. And that is the whole thing with Tucker. He might not say black or white. He'll insist that he's for colour blindness. He'll build in deniability by phrasing things as a question like, what does racism look like? While kind of embodying the answer. But when you put all of this together, the pattern is clear. He is scared of a country that looks nothing like the one he grew up in because diversity isn't our strength. Immigrants make our country poorer, dirtier and more divided, and any attempt to change that culture is an attack on Western civilization. All of which is really just a long way of saying that when Tucker asks, what is white supremacy? The answer is basically that. It's a belief that in a country where white people are dominant, that's all down to their natural and innate abilities, and any effort to change that is an affront to the natural order of things. So it's frankly no wonder that guy's family watches Tucker twice a night. Of course Tucker has been endorsed by white supremacists. James Alsop, a far-right activist who marched in Charlottesville, once said this to a conference room full of fellow white supremacists.
An example of someone engaging in very effective rhetoric is, of course, Tucker Carlson. Tucker is helping mainstream conservatives change the way they think about politics and causing a massive swath of Trump voters to look deeper into many of the issues that we already talk about. The left is aware of what he's doing, and he's aware of what he's doing, so it works phenomenally.
Oh, that might be the single worst laugh I have ever heard. And I say that as someone who has almost forgotten what human laughter sounds like. I've been stuck inside Casper's arsehole for 12 long months now. I'm so desperate to hear the response of a live audience. But if it is a neo-Nazi chuckle ping-ponging off the walls of a hotel ballroom, I think I might be out. And look, if everything I've shown you tonight somehow still isn't enough, let's hear from a literal former grand wizard of white supremacists, David Duke. He's not only tweeted approvingly about Tucker in the past, saying Tucker is right and can't cuck the tuck, which, as all Tucker viewers know, refers to when a humiliated man watches his wife have an affair. Duke even has a podcast where he sometimes just recaps Tucker's segments from the night before. Last year, when endorsing Trump for president, Duke even suggested that Tucker Carlson should be his VP, explaining Tucker's value to the white supremacist cause like this.
He doesn't use the word white very often, but that's the underlying message that he's showing, and he shows that there is massive racism in America against white people, while at the same time saying there's no systematic racism. But people get the message.
Yeah, people do get the message. Although, to be fair, it's not like it's written in a complex code. It's a walking yacht club, scrunching his face up for an hour every night and saying to a conservative audience, they are coming for you, in modulating tones. We're not exactly in Riddle of the Sphinx territory here. And all of this is why, as tempting as it is to dismiss the controversy that follows Tucker every week as one more artifact of our outrage culture, it's important to remember that what Tucker is saying is fucking outrageous. Because no one in their right mind would sit down, pop in their headphones, fire up David Duke's podcast and think, hey, I'm not a white supremacist. But millions of people watch Tucker on TV every night, spouting well-laundered versions of pretty much the same talking points. And there is real harm in that. Because while white supremacy is clearly dangerous when promoted by self-avowed white supremacists, it can actually be even more dangerous when it isn't. And what Tucker Carlson's show sells, in addition to utterly terrible pillows, is very seductive. It's the idea that this country is fundamentally colorblind, that anyone who mentions race is just trying to start trouble, that historic oppression is no longer relevant, and that in fact you, his viewers, are the ones currently being oppressed. And if he can sell his audience on his white identity politics, if he can persuade them that the big existential threat to America right now is diversity, it sort of doesn't matter if he says aloud what his preferred solutions to that might be. And while it's bad enough to hear that white supremacist families gather around to watch Tucker twice, the fact is, billions of viewers a night watch him once, and once is already more than enough.
Can't do that yet. I can't do that yet.
Drugs. On one hand, America's war on them has been a complete catastrophe, but on the other hand, it did give us this photo of Nancy Reagan sitting on Mr. T's lap, so it wasn't a complete loss. And by the way, I pity the fool that didn't think they were going to fuck after that. Specifically, we're going to talk about opioids. And if you're thinking, hold on, didn't you do a show on this before? Yeah, we did one 2.5 years ago. But tonight we're going to do an update for a couple of key reasons. First, the epidemic is very much ongoing. In 2017, opioid overdoses killed more than 47,000 Americans. And second, since then, we've learned a lot more about many of the companies involved, and some of it's been amazing. For instance, a criminal case involving executives from the drug maker Insys unearthed a rap video allegedly made to motivate their sales force to go out and sell a painkiller containing the highly addictive drug fentanyl. Take a look.
My delivery is giving me 38% of this industry plus my bioavailability. I'm built to last, y'all can't get rid of me. I'd even be sick of me, but attacking me is actually practically just as silly as comparing Actigamy. Y'all tickle me. This ain't no fight at all, and if you're trying to ball, I'll substitute you like it was xylitol. High beast.
Yes, beast. But let's just stop for a moment there to unpack the line, if you're trying to ball, I'll substitute you like a xylitol. That is a reference to the key ingredient in sugar-free gum. It is astonishingly, almost impossibly lame. It is genuinely difficult to come up with a rap that is lamer than that, and I'll show you. Splash rules everything around me. Hanks get the mermaid. Daryl Hannah, y'all. Now, is that lame? Is that lame? Yes, it is. Is it lamer than the Insys video? I think it's hard for you to make that case. And that rap video was just the tip of the iceberg in terms of new information now coming out through numerous court cases. So tonight, let's pull a few of these new revelations together and look at what we've learned about how the first wave of the opioid crisis began. Because it's a story of how major companies acted wildly irresponsibly, skirted any meaningful consequences, and for the most part, avoided public scrutiny. Let's start with drug distributors. These are the big three, the companies responsible for getting drugs to pharmacies and hospitals. They're supposed to alert authorities if they notice suspicious orders of controlled substances, but for a sense of just how badly they failed to do that, look at Kermit, West Virginia, named, of course, because it's where Kermit the Frog lives with his secret second family. Oh, that's right. He's in a throuple with two salamanders named Francois and Gary, and they are very, very happy. It was never you, Miss Piggy. It was him. The amount of opioids sent to Kermit, a town of just 400 people, was utterly ridiculous.
This undercover video of Kermit's main pharmacy shows scores of people picking up prescriptions inside and at the drive-through window. More than 3 million doses of hydrocodone were ordered by a Kermit pharmacist, James Woolley, in 1 year.
It's true. 3 million doses to a town of 400 people. That's around 7,500 pills for every resident in Kermit. And just to be clear, we mean every resident in Kermit, not every resident in Kermit. Kermit is a top, I'll have you know. Not that that is any of your business. But those sorts of figures clearly should have caught the attention of distributors. In fact, the largest one, McKesson, alone shipped 5 million doses of opioids to Kermit in just 2 years. And that's just one example of McKesson's reckless behaviour. And the problem is, at no point were they effectively deterred? In 2008, the DEA alleged that McKesson had failed to control its controlled substances. McKesson agreed to pay a $13 million fine, that's all, without admitting wrongdoing, and also promised to do better by implementing a controlled substances monitoring program. But that program emphatically did not work. In fact, a DEA official later wrote their bad acts had continued and escalated to a level of egregiousness not seen before. Because of course they did. You can't put McKesson in charge of monitoring McKesson. If the bears in your zoo get out at night and start mauling the other animals, you don't deputise one of the bears to monitor the situation. And I know what you're thinking, but John, I've already bought him a little sheriff's outfit to wear, and I think he'd look great in it. And yes, of course he would, but at the end of the day, bears are gonna bear. It's just in their nature. And again, before you say, well, I've spent quite a bit of money designing a custom-made sheriff's badge just for him, don't you think the bear will recognise the gravitas of that symbol and feel compelled to grow and change his bear ways in some way? No, I don't, because bears respect nothing. They think the importance that we place on symbols and status makes us weak. They value nothing but blood and strength. And I know what you're going to say now. Is there anything I can do? The answer is, of course not, because while you were talking, Sheriff Bear mauled you to death. You're dead now. Goodbye. Why are we still talking about this? The point is, McKesson monitoring itself clearly did not work, because in 2017, they wound up agreeing to...
What kind of car is a Warlock? A Warlock? Okay, a Warlock. What kind of car? A Warlock? A Warlock's like a Humvee. Yeah, a Warlock's like a Humvee, bro. Like, you're just like a utility vehicle. Maybe a Humvee is like, because I'm not thinking like a Hummer, like the cheesy Hummers. I'm talking about like just like a straight up just utility, just beast. Like, you're a turret, man. You're like a tank. You just kind of sit there and outvalue people. You don't have much mobility, but you're just such a pain in the ass, man, to the other team. You don't have much mobility. You just spread pressure. You annoy people. You do a ton of damage, but that's what comes to mind for me. Maybe like a truck or something, like a Raptor, like a. Unless you're a Destro Warlock. Destro Warlock, you're like a scooter. I don't know. You're like a freaking Vespa. I don't really like Destro. Okay, rogue on me. Oh, a lot of people. I mean, I'm dead here. Surrounded by Alliance. Lock this right on. Foil this. Yeah. Oh yeah, no Shadow Step as well. Yeah, exactly. Rogues really just come up so much in terms of all their whole kit and everything. Absolutely. Warlock is an SUV and G-Wagon. I'm playing with you, by the way. Oh yeah, what's your name? I use my rocket. I should switch it off. Oh yeah. No, Spellstone. You're right. I don't know how I feel. Do you guys think it's a buff or a nerf? Spellstone. So this ability right here. I'm not using it because I'm a Brimstone Staff Andy right now. But this ability right here. See this on the right? I don't know if you can see it. Great Spellstone. So in Classic, it gives you an amazing Absorb, like a really good Absorb. Huge, like it's 1,000+ damage of Magic Absorb. And you can use multiple ranks of them in Classic, right? So you use one rank early, then you can use another rank later. Same thing with like Hellstones. In TBC, but it does occupy your offhand slot, right? So in TBC, they made it so it doesn't occupy your offhand slot anymore. But it's... Oh my god, this damage is just nutty. They're probably all gonna die though. I dotted them all up. I think they're dead. I think actually Spellstone gets nerfed because you can't use other ranks of it anymore. The good thing though, that's kind of a buff about Spellstone in TBC, is that it's no longer a consumable in TBC. It's a conjurable, but it's not really a consumable. Like, it doesn't disappear after you use it, so it's less intensive on your shards. You make it one time, you keep it in your bag. If you log out, it goes away, right? But you just use it, you know, it just sits in your wand slot. And the thing is, it's almost... If you put a Spellstone right now in your offhand, it can feel pretty bad, because then you can't use you know, the Throwback Medicine Pouch. You can't use any of the other really nasty offhand skull, anything like that. In TBC, it's in your wand slot. So you may think, oh, then I can't wand. You can still wand. You just have to make a macro where you swap to the wand, and you can do it instantly. So you have Spellstone on by default, like always in TBC. And then if you need to wand somebody, like let's say you're locked out of your School of Magic or something, you can just hit your macro and it just swaps wand real quick, and you just blast them with some wand shots. But I think overall, Spellstone probably, you would consider it a nerf in TBC. I think it's probably weaker. In TBC, the pre-best best gear for Survival Hunter and BM is the same? For Survival and BM, no. I think it's probably a bit different, I'm guessing here, just because Survival gets some hit baked into it. How much is it again, guys? It's sure-footed, right? I think it's 3% or 6%. It's quite a substantial bit of hit. So you can probably itemize more aggressively and not have to worry about a hit as much. Especially if you're like a Draenei Survival Hunter. No, because you do get the melee hit from that as well, free pet as well, so... I would imagine the Priebus is a bit different. You're still going to get 4-piece Beast Lord, though. That's always going to be the same. But, it also could be the type of thing that maybe the Priebus is exactly the same, but you just gem differently. Could be that. You get 9% from sure-footed? Tell them you get 9% hit from sure-footed. What are these graphics? What, do they look good or bad? Oh, the cap is 9%. Yeah. Sure-footed, I think, is 3 or something. 3% from talent. Gotcha. Is there hope for Ret Pally in TBC? Yeah, I think there's hope for Ret Pally in TBC. For sure. Yeah, you're gonna bring a Ret Pally to a raid. Yo, so yesterday I did a Karazhan, right, guys? I did a Karazhan. It was my first Karazhan that I did with no Pally. Right, we had a warrior, warrior and druid tanks, no Pally in the Karazhan, and it felt unplayable as a warlock. You were completely and utterly threat capped to the point that I had to bring in a Pally just to buff me with Salvation and the group of Salvation. The Pally buffs are like not optional, basically, is where I'm going with that. They feel very, very much essential to the raid. Like you need Salvation on certain classes, or they're doing like 70% of their damage or 65% of their damage. They're hard threat capped. So, at least that's my personal experience. It could be maybe for you. Yeah, I have no Spellstone here to take off that silence. Spellstone there would have been easy win. We could actually possibly lose to this guy because you don't have Spellstone. Usually you beat Priest as a Warlock if you have Spellstone equipped though. He's dead. So the Horde usually lose the BGs recently, guys? You guys been doing any BGs preparing for TBC? Soul Shatter? Oh yeah, I can talk about Soul Shatter. So Soul Shatter is your threat dump. You have a threat dump for the first time in TBC, and it's hard to see the value in it until you try it yourself. But you're very grateful to have that ability. It costs a shard, 5-minute cooldown, so you can only use it like once per fight. But I'll save you some time here if you're gonna play Warlock in TBC. Like, don't use it on trash. Like, you never want to do a boss without Soul Shatter. You have to have it. Because you will play so differently if you have no Soul Shatter. And you will make a mistake one time, and you'll remember these words. Like, when you don't have Soul Shatter for a boss fight, you're gonna be like, yo, I remember Karg was telling me to always have Soul Shatter for the boss fight. I've made the mistake, and it feels horrible, man. You need Soul Shatter up for the boss fight. Don't use it on trash. Just die. If you're gonna die, you just die. You're not losing world buffs like in Classic. Like, if doing a boss fight with no Soul Shatter, one of the worst feelings. But pretty much cuts your threat in half. So what you do is you run like Omen or whatever, your Diamond Threat Meter or whatever threat meter of choice. And you try to greed out as much as possible. And you pump until you get about 120% on the tank. Like over the tank, because 130 is the threshold to pull. You get as greedy as possible, and then that 50% cut is going to be the most traumatic at that point. So, you know, you're communicating with your tank sees the threat, you're climbing up on him, and you try to get as close as you can at 130 without literally going over, and then you Soul Shatter, and it cuts your threat. And then you'll still climb your way back up on threat, because Warlock's doing pretty nasty damage, but That's the general strategy with soul chatter and warlocks and stuff. Yeah. Aren't warriors defensive CDs good for progression? They are, yeah. And like we had a warrior yesterday tanking Prince. You can disarm Prince Malchezaar in Karazhan. Kind of insane. We always had like a druid or a paladin tanking it. I never really like remember a warrior tanking it, but you can disarm a boss. You can disarm the last boss of a raid. How insane is that? So it made that fight way easier, but it also made certain other fights harder. Like, what's his name? Sebastian Ilhoof? What's his name? The demon with all the imps? It's Ilhoof, his last name. I don't know his first name. Sebastian something. Like that fight was rough. We only had one warlock, no pally buff, no salvation, no prot pally to pick up the imps. That was rough for me. Terrestrian Ilhoof, there he goes. I don't know where he got Sebastian from. But you don't have to tank it to disarm. True, but that means you'd have to have like a arms warrior or something. We didn't have an arms warrior. There's the EFC right there. That is true. Oh, he's gonna do some big brain jump. No way. Let's try if we can see if we can stop him. Oh, he's already up? God damn it. Yeah, GG. Okay, we got a warrior on us. We can do this 1v1. We got 2 warriors on us. Where did they go? They're like freaking... Where do they all come from, dude? They all look identical in their clown suits. Every time I see one warrior, 2 more pop out of nowhere. Alright, let me chill for a second. Let's do some Dire Maul. Just did a couple BGs. Ooh, a free Dreamfall right in front of us. Take that. So what do you guys think about this farm, though? Is this farm hot ass, or is it gonna do okay here? I'm trying to make... I'm an alchemist on this guy.
Not enough rage. Need more rage.
Guy. So, we can do this 1v1. We got 2 warriors on us. Where did they go? They're like freaking. Where do they all come from, dude? They all look identical in their clown suits. Every time I see one warrior, 2 more pop out of nowhere. All right, let me chill for a second. Let's do some dialogue. Just did a couple BGs. Ooh, free Dreamfall right in front of us. Take that. So what do you guys think about this farm, though? Is this farm hot ass, or is it gonna do okay here? I'm trying to make... I'm an alchemist on this guy. So I have the ability to make all the flasks and all that. Like, I can make supreme powers. I was gonna make demon blood elixirs, you know what I'm saying? I figured this would be a decent farm, because you get the Grom's blood here, lots of it. I remember doing this back in the day. I had, like, infinity... Grom's blood, it felt like, you know? Or is this some hot garbage right now? Music is really loud? Okay, I'll turn it down. I was like, you're looking on this mage? Yeah, it's dog shit. It's really, really bad. There's like DM gear and just like random gear. It's really bad. I have sub 3k health. But it's good enough to do this. They nerfed this farm a ton. It seems like it. I'm not getting anything from these. I know you're supposed to do them in big swaths, but even just getting the herbs off the ground seems decent. Ghost mushroom. Oh, there's ghost mushroom here? Oh, no, yeah, there is ghost mushroom in the next room. That's right. Organ music and DM. Yeah. It's because of this guy. I'll turn it down a little bit. Let me queue up for AV. I kind of feel like going to a snowy place. AV. What if I told you I've been in the AV queue for 1 hour and 4 minutes? Is this normal? Should I re-queue in the situation? Am I bugged, maybe? That could be the case, huh?
May your blades never dull.
Out of curiosity, the Paladin taunt, does it work on mobs or just players? Because in the final patch of Burning Crusade, they changed it to work on mobs, too. I don't know. On the private server, you never know if this was like a change that the private servers made for quality of life, where basically it works like a normal taunt on a private server. Okay, let's say this mob right here is attacking this guy right here. You would think normally, like what you've heard about the Paladin taunt, you read the ability. In order to taunt this dude off this guy, you have to target your friend and then use the ability. Is my understanding. But at least on Endless, you don't have to do that. You can literally just hit the taunt on this dude and it'll come back to you. So we'll see how that is in Classic. In real Classic TBC, I don't know, like, there's a lot of creative liberties these private servers took. Man, no one knows exactly, I think. Hunter class deep dive, very nice, man. Plenty to do one for Warlocks. We already did one for Warlocks. Yeah, it's on my channel, on my YouTube channel. We're gonna do one for Priest maybe today as well. Just re-queue. Use a macro so you can use it on the target boss or mob and it will cast on the player with aggro. Yeah, well, on Endless right now, like I'm saying, though, it works just like a normal taunt. So we'll see if that's how it works on the real thing. You have Edgemaster Handguard on Herod. Is Edgemaster as good at all in TBC? I don't think so, right? Since they changed all weapon skill. You might want to try to get rid of that as soon as you can. It may already be GG though, bro.
What do you need?
Some edgies. There was a time edgies was like the most expensive item in the game, man. Forgot where I pulled these two. This should be fine here. What is add-on to move your buffs from up? Yeah, move anything works. I don't know if I have it installed on this dude.
Go forth to victory.
What about Hunter's one-button macro? We'll see what they do with that. I look at the macro and I don't see anything that should not work in TBC, but some of you guys are way bigger macro brains than me. You know, nothing seems too, honestly, nothing seems too bad. You could just make it so your steady shot has kill command macroed into it as well, right? And then all you'd have to do is just manage your auto shots, like just make sure you're not clipping your auto shots. But the whole kill command, since it's off the global cooldown, it's its own thing. That's unchanged. Like nothing happens there. It's totally fine. And then where's Evocate? I'm not worried. If you're a hunter, you're not worried. You're gonna pump. My 2 cents as well, at least in tier 4, hunters are the biggest bumpers. Hunters and mages should win on a short single target fight. Hunters and mages should win. Now you can still top as a warlock, but you gotta outgear them, you gotta outconsume them, and you maybe just have to be better at cooldown management than them. But a hunter or a mage should win on a short fight. I'm talking heroics, I'm talking dungeons. The hunters and the mages, they pump. They really pump. Even on short AoE fights, where warlocks really like shine, at least at this level of content that I'm going through right now on Windrunner, is the longer fights. Or if you get lucky with crits, because you'll see your damage just spike so high up with crits, if you get lucky with some crits. But on the longer fights, the extended fights that are going 5-6 minutes, that's where the warlocks shine, because the ability to tap and just keep up that pressure for a long time. Hunters will go out of mana. Even with Viper. Even if they just keep Viper up the whole time, they're going to run out of mana. It's not like an infinite value loop of damage for them. Like, they will run out of mana. Same with mages. Mages run out of mana super quick, especially if they're like arcane. Yeah, mages zoom. Who's got that macro brain? I wouldn't worry about it though. If you're a hunter and that, like, don't let that determine whether you're gonna play hunter in TBC. Oh, we're doing an AB. Oh, beautiful, man. Our song's kind of dark and scary looking. You know, this is Breath of Spring right here. I got mage food. I have hellstones. What else can I do? About it. All right, man. I'm really looking forward to this AB. Farm demonic runes? No, you're 100% right, man. Demonic runes are massive. Like, I'm not just saying that to say that. I don't have demonic runes on endless right now. I wish I did. Demonic runes are massive, dude. Massive. There might even be more important than mana pot. That's how that, or you know, it's that type of deal. Because what's the cooldown on demonic rune, guys? If you're really trying to pump, really trying to parse or whatever, like trying to get the highest possible output from your character, it might be more high impact than mana potion, because I think the cooldown is less than mana potion, so you can spam like maybe like 4 of them. Oh, it's the same as the oh, okay. I thought it was like the Hellstone one. Anyway, it's probably like equal importance is mana potion with demonic rune, and there are some worlds too where if you had demonic runes, then you can just pop Destropot as lock. You don't have to use mana pot. Ideally, you use Destropot every time, right? Destropot's 120 spell damage plus 2 crit. It's insanity. It's insanity potion, but usually you only use that on the pull, because if it's a long fight, you're gonna, you know, like you want to get your potion on cooldown early, right? But if you use a mana pot, it doesn't matter. You're already mana capped anyway. And so you use Destropot initially, then mana potion later. But let's say if you had dark runes and you can just pop dark runes like candy, maybe you can just Destropot twice or 3 times, and then you're gonna really pump. So absolutely, you want to definitely get the tons of dark runes. Okay, fighting for blacksmith. Mine's getting scared. A warrior here. Named Big Huge Nuts. Damn, what a name. He's got his dwarf priest buddy. Put a little tongues action on him. Let me see if I can snipe him with a coil. Yeah, we got the coil. That should be the end for him. Coil into blanket right here. He's in the psychic screen. Like, now he's like. Yeah, let's go, what, stables? GM? What's the best play here? Let's try stables. Probably a sneaky beaky rogue chilling here, but let's see, what is this? Warrior. Okay, looking pretty clear, I'd like to snag this leaf. Why are they just letting me walk up here? Am I getting baited right now, chat? Am I getting baited? I mean, this guy's not just gonna let me gap it, right? I gotta kill this guy. Ah, there's a rogue. Oh, we got reinforcements though. Let me see if I can sneak up a howl. Howl would be huge. Nope. I'm so dead. Little kidney shot. Can't trinket out of it. No, we're fine. But, yeah. The Warlock Trinket not breaking you out of stuns feels pretty horrendous, I'm not gonna lie, in vanilla. I forgot that was even the thing because I've been playing so much TBC recently. I almost like can't even believe it's true. The Warlock Trinket doesn't break you out of stuns. I forgot. It's so crazy. Okay, what are we doing? 2 cap. GM, BS. BS looks safe. Maybe mine? 3 fighting at mine? Let's see. Red Paladin playable in TBC? Red Paladin's definitely playable for sure. I would just say go Prot though to start and build your red set secondarily. I'm telling you, man, go Prot. If you're gonna play red, go Prot to start, then build the red set after. Prot Paladin is the most desired thing in the early days of a server. Point blank period. All classes, all specs, doesn't matter. There's more of a demand for tanks than there are healers. And it's been the case on both Endless servers. I don't know if you guys would agree with that statement. Tanks are always in demand for some reason. Then out of the tanks, Prot Paladin sticks out massively as the best tank. Like, you can still tank 100% on a Druid or a Warrior, it's fine, like, you can do it. But every time you have a Druid or Warrior tank, everybody is just, like, a little bit salty in their mind, like, damn, wish it was a Prot Paladin. You know? So, whether you want to go red or holy, I would go Prot first, just because you're the most in demand. You can reserve whatever you want. If you're a Prot Pally, you can reserve Nether, you can reserve a piece of gear. Who cares? People are just happy to have a group. They're just stoked to even have a group to play with. Okay, real from me. Yeah, just put some AIDS on him and die here. I can't say classic anymore. I'm so burnt out. TBC when? Man, there's a lot you can do to prepare though. You have a full quest log and all that. You guys doing anything big brain to prepare? Anything you guys want to share? Yo, Hidden Dragon 06 with the tier 2. Not even the prime, not even the tier 1, the tier 2, my friend. 5 months of support. Hidden Dragon, thank you very much for the support, man. How we doing today? Really do appreciate it. Are winter, fall, fire, water jujus a thing in TBC, or is it a good investment to hold on to? You know, I don't know, man. I don't know if people use those or not. Maybe. My guess is that they still work just fine. It's just going to be like a reduced impact. Like, they're going to make it so it gives you a bit less than what it does in Classic, you know? There's a chance that some consumables, like, don't work on levels high, like, on targets higher than level 65 or something. It could be something where it's totally DOA. I would just try to maybe look up that item in the TBC DB and see if there's anything, you can get any information on it. Don't look it up in Classic DB. Go to TBC DB and look up Firewater and see if it does anything. Because stuff like Songflowers, like, all that stuff still works, but it's reduced. I know that. Like, it gives you a little bit of crit rating. It probably gives you like 28 crit rating with Songflower. Which 28 crit rating is like 2% crit or something as opposed to the 5 in Classic. The people wearing sweatpants still might get Songflower for raids and stuff, but I don't know. Yo, our hand of Raggy on this guy? No way we can get... Oh, they're everywhere. Oh, I'm so dead. Okay, I'm just gonna dot everything up before I die. You can get some dots. That coil. No, coil in 7 seconds. This guy can get some dots. I'm so dead. Juju still work. They count as a battle elixir, though. Yeah. So another thing that I'm kind of like walking back from a bit, as I said a few weeks ago, that consumables in TBC are cheaper than they are in Classic. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that's true? Or is anybody playing on Endless right now? The consumables are getting cheaper right now, but at least in the early days of the server on Endless, they were ridiculously expensive. And even right now, a stack of Destro Pots is like 30 gold. You know, you may go through like 20 in a night. So if you go through 20 in a night, right? That's 120 gold just in Destro Pots. And then you have Mana Pots. Then you have Flask. Like, I know the Guardian and Battle Elixir is technically better. Like, it gives you slightly more of an advantage, but it's so expensive that I literally can't afford that. They go Guardian and Battle Elixir for a little edge, because if you just wipe one time, you're just literally just hemorrhaging gold. You know, because those get wiped when you die, right? The Flask doesn't. So I think that is generally the case, right? Battle and Guardian Elixir gives you a slight edge over Flask, but it's you know, it's just okay. Get this through here. Got coil. Might be able to win this. We have a healer here. Yeah, we should win this. Nice. Hard cast some SBZs into him. A Nightfall proc. Nice. Rogue here. Yeah, we're gonna take this, man. Looking good. Rogue has no Cloak of Shadows. Oh my god, man. In Classic, wow. You can just invest full Zug into your dots because you know there's no reset. Rogues must be crying in Classic, man. Anybody playing Rogue in Classic? That's insane. Like in TBC, when you're a Warlock and you're on a Rogue, honestly, like even Icon or Toep or any of those like trinkets, on-use trinkets, like they're really not even that valuable, man. Because your dot pressure will get reset. Like I don't even triple dot a Rogue anymore. I'll just throw 2 dots because I know he's gonna cloak like almost immediately. You know, your you have to plan on your dot pressure getting reset when you fight a Rogue. They always have cloak. Like they'll never not have cloak, even though it's like a 2-minute cooldown. So in Classic, you can just put full dots and know that they're gonna die, and those dots are gonna stick. Kind of amazing. Kind of an amazing thing, man. Alright. Let's try to get this thing again. They keep spawning and spinning it. You need to resist. God damn it, man. Alright, I can't take it anymore. I'm dead. Chained Essence of Aranicus versus Rogues in Classic Easy. Oh, to put the poison thing on him? The poison dot? Yeah. After a month on pairs and flash for like 30 to 50 gold and haste pots for less than 2 gold. Haste pots were less than 2... Oh, you're not talking about Destro pots. Haste pots. Whoa, what is a haste pot useful for? For melees, I guess? Yeah, haste pot's probably what all the melees use, and all the casters use Destro pots. Gotcha. Hey, what's up on the Ferris? How you doing, man? Yeah, dude, I'm doing good. Just prepping for TBC, trying to get this guy. This is likely going to be my main right here. So we're working on him, trying to get some marks on him, trying to prepare, talk about TBC, beta this week, pretty likely. A decent chance, decent likelihood. Got hamstring off, we're committed. He has no healer, maybe we win. Ocean. If I need. Nice. Yo, we have a healer? Yo, this never happens. We have a healer, man. Okay, I need to fell down out, maybe avoid. Now I'm dead. Rogue on me too. I have coil if I can survive the kidney. No way I survived the kidney. Bunch of parsers on me, PvEing me to death with a Thunder Fury and a Hand of Ragnaros. We're winning though, slightly. It'd be so nice to get 3 marks from this. Train a shaman or dwarf hunter for pseudo fresh roll up rebatch. Really depends, man. We'd like literally have to have a conversation for like 20 minutes and talk about what you want to do in the game. You know? Do you want to PvP mostly? Do you want to PvE mostly? Do you want to do a bit of both? You know, do you have a raid team locked down in advance? Are you still looking for one? No, all these things would probably really affect your decision making, right? There's a lot of general sound bites you can say. Shaman's the most in-demand class in TBC. PvE. In PvP, not so much. But in PvE, most in-demand healer, you know, hunter is good in BGs, a bit of a bizarre playstyle in the arenas. I'm pretty shocked by hunter damage though. Guys hearing all that? What is that? Oh man, a lot of YouTube subs, man. You guys hearing that sick beat? The YouTube subs, they come in batches. Sorry about that. I don't know why it works like that. It's still going.
Tactical apples leveling my Zug lock in hype, trying to grind to get it ready for TBC days.
Oh.
I'm ready.
I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry about that. It was like I don't know. A bunch of old donos came up again. Oh, no, it's blowing up. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Streamlabs thing. Bug or something. Rogue gear. It's just so nice knowing this rogue has no ability to reset right now. He is absolutely dead. In DBC, not the case. Not the case at all. They can always slip away. They can always reset. Hopefully we get it this time. Nope. I got the agony of one. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Boil him and get this. Come on, baby. The howl here. Trying again. That rogue's gonna stop me. Get him, boys. Careful with rogues with Thunder Fury. They will destroy everyone in their BG men. Yeah, I mean... Do they, though? It's a rogue with no Cloak of Shadows. I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful towards it. Do they really pump so hard? I think a Warlock can just... I mean, if you're an SL Warlock with good gear and you've been keeping up and playing the game, I don't know if a rogue does much to you. Like, it's a rogue with no Cloak of Shadows. It's kind of like... It's almost like an oxymoron, not thinking about it. It's a rogue with no Cloak of Shadows. I guess they can still blind you. Like, if they can get you to pop a trinket and they still have blind up, that's how rogues reset in Classic, right? Anybody play rogue in Classic? Is that the go-to? You force a trinket before blind, and then you just try to reset with blind, because the last 9 million years you can blind into sap or something. As long as you don't trinket until blind, if you have the survivability to sit through a cheap shot, kidney shot, all that against the rogue, and never trinket, the rogue is dead. I don't know. He can't reset on you. Rogues can kill you in one go. Yeah, I mean, they could right now for sure. I mean, if you're an SL Warlock, and SLs are like the Chads of duels, though. Duels are their own encapsulated little thing. They don't mean much. How many badges can you have in your inventory? I'm not sure. A little bit of CPay over his cargoes. He'd smoke me, man. He has way better gear. But it's not. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you're a Warlock and you're tanky enough to survive the rogue tempo, they open on you cheap shot, getting shot. They're doing full damage on you. You have void out. The thing is, like, in any kind of PvP situation, like even right now, I have the Fel Hunter out because it's just better overall. But if you're fighting 1v1 versus a rogue and you have the void out and you have Fel Dom for the next one, I basically calculate that just like a TBC duel. It's the same thing, like in a lot of ways. The kit is kind of the same, except they have no Cloak of Shadows. So in TBC, if you fought a rogue with no Cloak of Shadows in a duel, you would win every time as a Warlock. So I'm having a hard time remembering how you lose to a rogue in Classic because of that. Because with no cloak, they can't reset. It's that simple. Might be able to win this. Possible. There's so many on me. I'm dead. 3 people here. Are you using graphics mods or something? Sort of. I'm using a program called Reshade.me to make the game look a little bit different. Yo, Hamster, great to see you, my friend. You want some Warlock PvP? Yeah, man. Just trying to prepare for TBC, trying to get some marks, trying to get kept out 20 of these, 20 of each. You gonna go Boomkin for TBC, Hamster? It's good to see you, brother. TBC though, rope and stun lock you and melt you through your claw. It's the same as TBC in that sense. I mean, you're still wearing. Let me mute for a second. Okay, we're back. Yeah, that's one of the ways I would say, like, TBC's kind of changing my perspective on things, though, a bit, right? After you play TBC for a while and doing the duels there, you get accustomed to rogues having these tools like Shadow Step and Cloak. And then I'm back in Classic now, just playing. And now you're fighting rogues without those. So it's like, you almost feel stronger. But you have no ability to trinket their stun. That's kind of big. The fact that you can't trinket a kidney. Oh, wait. Maybe it's not a big deal, though. Because your trinket works on blind, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. You can't trinket a stun and you can't trinket a blind. as a warlock. That's rough, man. Like, that's a really big deal. Because you have to be able to trinket the blind. Maybe a rogue can beat a warlock then. If you can't trinket the blind, like, you have to Skull of Impending Doom yourself to prevent the blind. And then at that point, you're hemorrhaging mana and health. It's just kind of sloppy at that point. You would have to, though. If you're doing like a duel series against the rogue, you would actually have to run Skull in your offhand and try to Skull of Impending Doom the blind. It's so scuffed that you can't trinket the blind for real, though. You can't trinket the blind or any of their stuns. Jesus, this guy's tanky. Yikes, man. Are all of you guys gonna play on a specific server in TBC? We're gonna play on Bloodsail, yeah. Yep. Shadow versus SL and dueling in TBC is so fun, though. Shadow versus SL? What do you mean, like Shadow Priest versus SL Lock? Classic Rogue can beat SL if you waste all cooldowns on killing the Voidwalker and then resetting you. I don't think you can kill a Voidwalker. You'd have to have, like, Elixir of Demon Slaying, literally. You've seen it. I know Peyo did it, like, one time in one duel tournament. He killed a Voidwalker. It would have to be with that, though. If anything, when the rogue attacks the Voidwalker in a duel, you're just like, what is he doing? You kind of like scratch your head for a second, because if you can't kill the Voidwalker in that time, which you normally can't, especially if you're just suffering to, like, you know. Oh no, the suffering doesn't reduce the, that's a TBC thing. So Voidwalker's even harder to kill in TBC, and you have another tool to get rogues. To mitigate rogue damage with your Voidwalker suffering. The ability actually does, what is it, a hit chance reduction, or some kind of, like, reduces their damage a bit. I bet you would have deleted that warrior if you were Destro. If I had decent gear, I would have deleted that warrior 100%. I'm just base 2 gear. I got my 5-piece... wait, why do I only have 4-piece tier 5? Do I only have 5-piece tier 5? Oh, I don't have my leggings on? Trolling, dude. If I fell down out A and Void's not even on my bars. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we lose, we lose. Oh, my Lanza. Too late, though. I didn't even have it on my bars, bro. What am I doing? Alright, I'm dead. Well, now we know. Put that there. 0 shards to my name. Very nice. I've always played with stock WoW UI, and I saw a YouTube video of Domino's UI setup, and I use it on all my characters. Hey, no problem, man. I'm like, oh, it gave me the Voidwalker, though. Because I died with it out. Very nice. You can stand a chance now with Void out. Okay. Let's just drain. Let's grenade. Okay, we're just draining him, draining him, draining him, draining him. Oh, he has a priest with him. Damn. 10% hit reduction on suffering in TBC, yep. That's one of the standard characters you get if you download a certain private server core. Bertalny is the nickname of someone who did a lot to advance the quality of P servers. Is he the dude who made all the Mango scores and stuff? Yeah, I've noticed that. If you type in administrator into a Mango 3-pack, there's a guy named Bertalny, a character made by default. Carter's, where you been? What's up, man? What do you mean? I didn't stream this weekend. I was doing a lot of TBC stuff, and I usually don't stream on weekends. Okay, we got a rogue and a warrior camping the graveyard. Very nice. This is probably a good trade, right? Good trade or bad trade, boys? If there's a dwarf priest and human warrior camping the graveyard while there's an active battle going on, I'll take this trade all day. This is actually extremely cringe. Look, we're 3-capping them, and they're just, like, griefing their team right now. Griefing their team, griefing their team. Did anyone kill Nightbane yesterday? No, we're hitting it today. We're gonna try to kill Nightbane today. Classic PvP feels so bad if you played TBC private servers at all in the last few months. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel you on that a little bit. It's kind of just bizarre to me that this trinket doesn't break stuns. That's classic for you, though. Well, just sit here and waste your time all day. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. Yo, Sexy Batch with the tier 1 sub. Thank you, man. 5 months in a row. You love to see it. How we doing, brother? Great to see you on. Hope you had a lovely week. Same to you. Same to you. Hope you're doing well, Sexy Batch. What are you up to these days? You have a hardcore run going? Finally hit 60 on my word. Time to spam AV till my eyes bleed. Is, for solo queue, guys, is AV still the best honor? I'm curious. I've been hearing a lot of things about AV, like something about Alliance, like now they're turtling, they're doing something weird, they have like a coalition together or something. You guys hear about that at all? Thing is, I already have 20 of my marks, so... Alliance just rushed the Drek now. Baiting on Rolling Paladin and NBC. I think I'm going to wait for the pre-patch, though. Baiting on Rolling Paladin and TBC. I'm going to wait for the pre-patch, though. So you're going to go Blood Elf, then? Blood Elf or Draenei? Can you start honor farming now to buy pre-patch gear? What's pre-patch gear? I don't think there is any pre-patch gear. Is there any PvP gear that's going to change with the pre-patch? I wasn't planning on that. I'll just keep in the marks because they may turn in for XP for TBC. Or, like, you know, once the new PvP stuff comes out for TBC, like the BG gear and all that, we'll have marks to give us a little honor boost. Rank 14. In the pre-patch, you can get rank 14 gear with honor. Guys, that's a big deal. Is that true? You're telling me you can get high warlord gear in the pre-patch, or it's a possibility? That's what you should be doing, though. If you can get warlord gear with honor in the pre-patch on May 18th, that is a chance for you to level the playing field with everybody. If you haven't been playing Classic WoW, you should spread the alarm bells with that. You should legitimately be spreading the alarm bells like crazy. If you feel like you're behind in Classic WoW and people are in here with like full gold and gear and stuff and they're gonna have a massive edge over you in tier 3 gear and all that, that's your opportunity to come back. May 18th, you just spam the shit out of all the BGs, catch up, get full warlord gear, and you're good to go. That's the biggest deal in the world, man. May 18th. That's the alleged leak date, yeah. But I don't know if that's true though. Like, there's a chance that that's not. Your character's beautiful. Thanks, man. He doesn't look too bad. I mean, looks wise, I think he looks kind of sick, but these are just tier 2. Tier 2 gear. I got this yesterday, as I mentioned. Need to enchant it still. The old brimstone staff, the little bat staff. But, yeah, still got a ways to go to catch up.
What would you ask?
Okay, let me queue. What do I queue? What do I queue?
Strength and honor.
I've been in here for an hour 35 minutes. I feel like it's bugged. Average wait time 7 minutes. Time in queue hour 35. I'm just gonna leave and requeue.
Fight well.
Low car. Go.
T2 is freaking pissed for PvP anyway, is it? Tier 2? You get damage bonus, you get the spell resist, but you get that with tier 1 anyway. I feel like tier 1 would be better than tier 2 for Warlock, at least for PvP, because you get the drain bonus. Tier 1 has the most stam. You know, tier 1 gear, guys, has more stam on it than tier 3. I mean, it's just stam at the end of the day, but... Oh, clutch, just open. I kind of like that about Classic. I don't know if you guys like that about Classic as well, how the gear at the end of the game isn't like 10 times better than the gear at the start of the game. It's still significantly better, but it's not by like a humongous, like ridiculous amount where it's kind of subtle, which is cool. Alright, we need some shards. Some shards bad. Okay. Cut this off here in mid. Got a hunter. And we got a warrior. Zoom out of that. Go for the hunter first. Oh, we got a bunch over here. Real. Oh, this is looking good. Getting triple double dots on them. Yeah, this is looking good. Coil this dude and just drain him. Yo, the damage is nasty on this guy though. Second avoid. Something just did a ridiculous amount of damage to me. Oh, this is a shard opportunity. Very nice. S2 lock your abyss? Yeah, dude. I'm about to get the Merciless Head right now on my TBC. I wish I could show you my TBC lock. My TBC lock is stacked right now. He's pretty much done with the badge grind. He's got his 2-piece 2-4. Got Spell Strike. My lock is looking beefy on Windrunner right now. This guy just said, "I will follow you." Okay, bro. Let's go, man. Here's our flag carrier right here. Got a Noggin Fogger on him. That's a good sign. He looks pretty high speed. Let's look for the EFC. There he is, I see him. Alright, let's see if we can do some damage. He's got a huge little group with him, though. Let's see what we can do. Start with a Owl. Right here. Okay, Howling. Spell lock. Returning it. Returned it. Very nice, very nice. It's blocked. No, looking good, man. Looking very good right now. See if I can snag a leaf. Nah, they need me. Hunter over here. Keep that head on dead. Nice. Nightfall proc. Scattered. Come on, baby. Want to use this Nightfall proc? Take on his pet? Nah. He might be dead to my dots, though, to be honest. Yeah, he's dead. Good night. Reinforcements coming in. On my pet for a second. How much worse are you in PvP if you pick Draenei Priest instead of Dwarf? Significantly worse. But you're better than Dwarf in PvE. That makes you feel any better. You're significantly better than Dwarf in PvE. So in reality, a lot of people say that they're going to arena, but they're not going to arena that much. If that's you, man, consider going to... I mean, Draenei is BIS. It is literally BIS for PvE, for Alliance. You get the Draenei Racial, you're giving spell hit to people. You literally give 5k mana back to your party every few minutes with your Priest Racial for Draenei. You have a thing called Spirit of Hope or like Emblem of Hope or some shit. You give 5k mana back to the party, and mana is very much a concern in PvC. It's not, people don't have infinite mana in PvC, like by any means. In fact, you give 5k to the party is nasty. And then you also get Chastise as well, which, you know, that's some uses. So you do get Chastise as Draenei, and then Gift of the Gnar. Gift of the Gnar is its own school. It's not a holy spell. It's not anything. It's its own school. If it gets locked out, it doesn't matter. You can bait out a CS with it, and it scales 1-to-1 with healing. People consider it healers. If you're a healer, you consider Gift of Gnar your best heal, just because it's free. It's on its own school. Scales 1-to-1 with healing. You know, it's on a cooldown, but pound for pound, it's your best heal. Which I didn't remember it. I didn't remember it scaling 1-to-1 with spell power, or with healing power or whatever. But it does. I think it's just because I never played healing classes. I remember we used to just meme Ungifted the Naru, and it's on a hefty cooldown. It's not something you can just spam out, but the fact that it's genuinely good, I don't know. I think it'd be an interesting experience to play a Draenei Priest, especially if you don't PvP that much. Oh no! I just grabbed it again. This guy wants that drama. Okay, we're gonna blanket into a fear. This guy just dismounted like that? Alright, let's go. It's not even really a 1v1 though. I got a hunter helping me. He's dead. Just wait for the EFC to come out. Yo, Jerome in the house. Good to see you, my friend. You can do AV with basically no gear and get exalted in a few days. It's pretty chill. Yo, Jerome got rank 14, man. I was not expecting that, Jerome. That's major props to you there, brother. Did I just get distracted? You saw that? Alright, where's the EFC? Usually the EFC comes out this way, right? They come sprinting out this way. Let's wait for it. Yo, Ashley, great to see you. Yeah, it's going good. We're just preparing for TBC, trying to get some marks in, trying to get our quest log full, trying to farm some gold on our mage over here in Dire Mall. Trying to play the game normally again. Feels weird, man, playing hardcore for a year. You know, we're getting back to the swing of things. With that said, I'm excited to do so because TBC, there's so much to do. It's a lot of fun. The game's in a really good place in the Burning Crusade. Oh, we got the Berserker buff. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Now we just need a druid. We got a rocket helm back up off cooldown too. Flip that. Where's he at, boys? Did I miss him? Okay, they're pinging over here. It's not him, is it? Am I blind? Where's the EFC at? Okay, these two dots amplified with the Berserking. That dude's dead. I can literally... I don't have to pay attention to him anymore. Come kill EFC. Where's he at, though? I did not see him at all. You were getting boosted with Graze this morning? I saw that. Yeah, he's leveling a Pally right now. A Dwarf Pally? What's that about? Is he gonna... Is he just leveling for fun? I saw Crix on Stay Safe's podcast this morning, man. Crix is blowing up. You'd love to see that. He's been grinding super hard, making videos, doing all the right things. Tunnel, right side of the roof with a Paladin. Okay, Warrior isolated, no healer in sight. This is looking good. We win these. We win these. We have Coil up. There's no way he outvalues us. Okay, now there's a rogue. There's always a rogue. Coil as soon as I can. Coil. Max sustain line. Healing with Hellstone. I could, Nah, we're good. I do have, like, I want to rocket on this guy. That just seems like a good play. He's a fucking druid. He can't do anything about it. Like, that's how you use rocket helm. That's the best. That's the best thing. And I'm a soulfire him. Oh, and I have no shard. We'll just fear him then. That's the best, though. Last time I wasted rocket helm on a warrior that could just berserker out of it. That's the perfect rocket helm use case right there. Somebody's just free casting on you at range. You just... Okay, I have no pet, no shards. Feels bad, man.
Fresh meat.
Mage here. God, Warriors pump so freaking hard, man. Might as well die at this point. No pets, no shards, low health. See if I can snipe a leaf. Swap back Nemesis. Yep, got a leaf, that's good. Yo, so on private servers, they make it so it doesn't require shards in the BG. And it feels really damn good. What do you guys think about that? Hashtag no changes, or... I know my lock players are like hashtag changes on that, right? The shards are such a pain in the dick. Like, I literally can't even play the spec that I want just because of shards. Most warlocks, I mean, that would be going Soul Link, would want to be going Shadowburn because it's so good. 2 Shadowburns, just a couple dots will kill most people. But the fact that everything costs shards, even in the BG... The thing about TBC, there's this one shard farm spot in Zangarmarsh where you kill these little eels, and that single-handedly improves your quality of life tenfold. Without that, you'd be in a bad spot, but... Oh, I need a shard, Come on, baby. Give me the shard, no! I fucked up, I canceled my cast. Okay, Feigned. Let's make sure we get the shard from this. I can get a pet. Kill him, boys. Kill him, boys. Okay, he's gonna kill me, boys. Nice. I have poison on me. Poison on me. I'm gonna die from it. I have no food. It just potion. I feel horrendous though. No, I'm not gonna die from it. And now I'm dead. Couldn't bandage because I had poison. Anyone see the data mine stuff about the race faction change? No way. Bullshit. Link? Race faction change? Data mine stuff about race faction change. Link?
Speak, friend. May your blades never dull.
Race faction change. That's a little monkey ass right there. I don't know. I just worry about obviously like the horde imbalance, right? That's the first thing that comes to mind. What do you guys think? I don't know if it's true though. Someone's just one person in the chat said that. Check WoW had new info. I saw like a little tiny post they did like a second ago saying that they data mined that the beta is coming, but I mean that's no newsflash. We knew that was coming. Pretty sure faction change was a thing in TBC. Nah, it wasn't a thing in TBC. I think they had server transfer in TBC. Oh, definitely no faction change though. Faction change was probably like Kata or Mop or something. I don't know. Do you think mage farming is really going to get killed as bad as people are saying? Yeah, it will be. In terms of like the gigantic Maradon one pulls and stuff, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. Like you still can, it's just going to take too long because you're going to be doing like 1 damage with your blizzard ticks. But with that said, I mean, there's still other good farms mages can do. It's not like mages are assed out. Mages are in a great spot in PvC. They just can't like break the game anymore. Okay. Rogue on me. I can't trinket his stun. Feels absolutely bizarre, man. I have coil though, I might be able to win this, and he has no cloak, so we stabilized off the opener. Can't really run, there's a hunter. We might as well just man up on this rogue. Yeah, good. They might die from my dots, that's possible. Yeah, he might die. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, baby, one more tick. Get him. Nice. Feels good. Faction changes Wrath. Oh, okay. I want to race change lead my shaman as a Tauren. Orc was a mistake. I mean, let me just put it this way. Okay, one's in the chat if you're playing on Windrunner or like Endless, or you know what that is, or you have in the past maybe, or like you played some of the other TBC private servers. Like, you know how they, so on Endless right now they have all of that shit. They have faction change, like race change, like anything change. Like they're monetizing, boys. Like they're caking off this. Like they're getting that bread. So I got that here, but the game is really fun on Endless. It's probably the most polished private server I've ever seen in my entire life. The way that they have this unstuck feature, they have all these features, and the game is fun, man. There's been a small part of me that was thinking to myself, is there any chance that Endless may actually be like a better TBC experience than real TBC Classic? You know, a small part of me was thinking that, right? Because the dungeons are dialed up in difficulty, raid content is harder, so all the gear is going to feel more impactful relative to the content you're fighting. You know, they have leaderboards, they have armory all built in. You can search up any player at any time. You know, there's 2's leaderboards. They literally have speed runs built into the main website to see like the fastest clears for heroics, for all the raid bosses. There's a ton of functionality on that server, and they do have faction transfer and race transfer and all that. So you need an add-on that tells you you don't even have a proc. I do on TBC, I just don't have it on Classic because I haven't played it on TBC yet. There's one called Lock Notes in TBC, you guys should get it. It makes a big-ass noise when you get a knife off rock. You can already buy a boost to 58? Not yet, no. People are wondering if they're going to be able to do it during the pre-patch, so there's the Nightfall. People are wondering during the pre-patch if we're going to be able to, though. We got a druid here, feral druid. That here, there it is. Big, 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 big. Got coil too. Coil into another fear. Got a blanket off that. So he pops out into caster, we'll blanket him. There's the blanket, and you should die right here. Yeah. Get the leaf too. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Let me get my leaf, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah. Try to waste his time a little bit. So then why are people freaking out about the boost for tailoring alcohols when it's going to be much, much less than 50% of the total number of professionals? What do you mean? So, hold on. Does anybody feel like they have a good understanding of the TBC professions? Here's my question. So I just went through it all on Endless and, you know, made my Shadow Weave set myself and stuff. It seemed like I needed 68 to make Shadow Cloth, because I had to get this quest from Shathra. Then you go off and you do a couple, like, quick things, and then you can make the cloth at this little altar. And you need, like, some primals, and you go over there. And it required 68 to get that quest. Some people were saying that's what it takes to get the specializations, not make Shadow Cloth. That didn't even make sense to me, though. My question to you, chat, is you need to be level 68, yes or no, to make Shadow Cloth or Spell Cloth? Just on a very, very simple note, there's no way to manufacture Spell Cloth or Shadow Cloth prior to level 68. Is there? I was confused, because some people say, making me sound crazy. Because my thing is, if it does require level 68, it's going to take a while to get to, like, an alt to 68. That's not something you can just do in an afternoon. That's going to take a hot minute. Specialization allows for the multi-craft proc, but you can't even craft it. How would you craft it without the specialization? You literally can't craft it without it. Would you say that TBC is better than vanilla? In some ways, it is, yeah. I love vanilla. It's the best version of the game for me, all things considered. It has the most nostalgia and brownie points. It's the base version of the game. I love the world so very much. Best game ever made. But there's a lot of things about TBC that feel more polished than vanilla. And, you know, like, especially the PvP system is so nice. I mean, the rank 14 PvP system, even for the people who have done the grind to rank 14 and done all that, most of them don't like the system in vanilla, man. Most people think the system in vanilla is pretty trash. Kind of a slash blade check, and there's all this politics of stacking brackets, and right now it'd probably be reasonably easier to get the rank 14 right now, because people kind of, like, don't care anymore. You know, TBC's around the corner. But right when it was at its most sweaty, people playing 20 hours a day, taking AV naps, stacking brackets, people breaking brackets. For what? I don't know. In TBC, it feels like there's something to work for. Like, the arena is just it's a whole nother ball game. It's just so much more developed and better of a PvP system, it feels. You do not need the specialization. You do not need the specialization to make the cloth. I'm confused, man. Because how would you even train the cloth without doing that specialization quest? Because I thought that you needed to do that specialization, like that Shadow Weave quest line, in order to make Shadow Weave. Right? That's what I'm trying to understand. But yeah, if you can make Shadow Weave, like, immediately at, like, 58 or something, with a fresh alt, then that's going to be a problem. That's going to be, or, like, a big deal. I'm missing something. Yeah, at least we're winning. Pretty sure you learned 350 tailoring from the trainer. Yeah, you learn all the professions, the next rank up in Thrallmar or Honor Hold, if anybody's wondering. I'm real TBC. TBC beta when? It could be this week, man. That's what all the rumblings are saying. Druids are OP in TBC. PvP, they're certainly extremely strong. Whoa, this is a juicy little fight right here. This is a juicy little fight. Always feels so good putting double dots up on so many targets. Look at this. Probably have 5 sets of dots up right now. They're just letting me do it too. Like they're just kind of like letting me chill and do my thing. Everybody's just dying from dot. That guy's dead, by the way. The guy running, yep, he's dead. Nightfall proc. That feels amazing right there as a warlock. That's exactly how it should go. They just leave you alone to just spread a plague across their whole team. Just rot them all down. He's dead. Meet a shark. Do orcs use axes in TBC, or does weapon skill not matter anymore? Weapon skill turns into weapon skill matters. It turns into expertise, and it still matters. And orcs do use axes. Yes, yes they do. The weapon progression will change depending on what race you are. And one of the main things I just remember is one of like the things that stuck out in my mind, which is really interesting, is that let's say is anybody going to play an orc protection warrior? Like PV, you're going to play protection. PvP, you're going to do the arms thing, right? That might apply to some people. Your weapon progression as a tank changes. Like, you no longer pick up King's Defender from Kara. You use the Thrallmar one. And it's legitimately better until you kill Lurker and SSC and get this other item. So the fact that your race can still make you change what weapon you use for a long swath of content kind of illustrates that the races do matter. Because you get basically double the value from expertise as a tank because the mob is facing you. If you're just like a rogue or an arms warrior attacking from behind, you're gonna get like half the value, but a tank gets massive value from expertise. Yeah, I'll fight this guy. This one. Got him up. Kinda behind on health though. What happened to my health, bro? I have coil in a second. Gotta get through. Oh my! The damage on warriors is just absurd, man. Warriors are just insane, you know. Cheeky dot on that guy. Oh, he wants the KB. He wants the KB. Blanket him into a fear. Done my lifespan a little bit. Pretty boring using the same weapon for so long. Yeah. That's TBC for you, though. You know, like... Carrier is not that good. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I'm a warlock, so like everything is so biased for me. I go through these Kara runs, and people very quickly graduate out of Kara gear. That's one thing I'm noticing. Like, we're already doing Karas. This is maybe like our 6th Kara we've done, and nobody needs anything, really. I'm trying to think who got anything useful. Like, the bow dropped off of Malchazar. Hunter took that, and he was kind of like, meh. At the same time, you know why, though? Maybe Kara gear is pretty good. You know, the problem on Windrunner is that you have S1 gear available with Honor. In real TBC Classic, you won't have that, right? So, the weapons in Kara are going to be nasty, for sure. Nathrazine Mind Blade or Spell Blade, whatever it's called, is going to be disgusting. Right now, it's still better than the S1 Blade, but only barely. It gives you a little crit, like 4 more spell power. Yeah, the Kara weapons are going to be nasty. Honestly, no, never mind. I take it back. Because there's no S1 gear on launch, the Kara gear is going to be really good. Because like it's going to be either Kara gear you're using for weapons, or it's going to be like the Thrallmar rep or something. Like for me as a warlock, since there's no S1 blade, what weapon am I going to use for TBC? I'm going to use the Exalted Reputation Thrallmar blade. That's as good as it gets. You know? So actually the Kara gear seems pretty good. What do you guys think though? Doesn't Endless drop? Yeah, Endless does drop more loot. Yeah, it does. It drops like one more tier. I think it's just one more tier piece per boss. So it's usually just going to drop one tier piece. Like Curator will just drop one thing tier piece. It drops 2 on Endless. So yeah, no, there's... That's a good point. Continuum Blade. Yeah, Continuum Blade's pretty solid. But it's like 120 spell power or something. It's a blue revered rep off Keepers of Time. But the Thrallmar one is like 70 spell power more or something. Or yo, take care, Nomad. Good to see you here, man. Thanks for the support as always. Catch you later, my friend. Grab this Berserking buff. Ooh. Got the trinketed, bloodlusted, this agony, like watch this guy's health. With just agony and corruption on him. This might like almost kill him. That ass. And with this dude. These dots, because I have bloodlust up and stuff, this might, if I can hang in there long enough, I might actually just like kill both of these guys. It's possible. A grenade, extend my lifespan. Oh, I fucked up. Grenade. Oh, I fucked up. They still might die though. Yeah, see, look. Yeah, he still died. That feels so warlock. Watching people die to your dots is a great feeling, man. I'm 20 and 9, bro. I'm not even paying attention. This is warlock for you. Damn. It's pretty cool though. We're not playing pre-mades. It's a good time to jump into BGs, honestly. Get some March, prepare for TBC. It's one of the worst feelings. You queue up and you're just trying to chill, do some BGs, and you just keep fighting pre-made after pre-made. It's not fun. It like the fun factor of the BG goes away very quickly. It's that type of situation. Tell you what though, queued maybe like a dozen BGs, no pre-mades. Just people killing each other mid. The good old days. Try to get a juicy howl here. Come on, baby. Yeah. You going Affliction TBC? Nah, man. Nah, not Affliction for me. I mean, if you want to go to bat for Affliction and talk about it, I would love to have the discussion, you know? Because I'm still a student of the game very much. I'm learning everything about TBC. Trying to soak it all in. So far, in PvE, I'm going Shadow Destro. In PvP, going good old SLSL. You buy rank 14 during the period we were just talking about that. If you can, I feel like there needs to be a lot of videos and stuff made about that. Because I know there's a lot of you lurking in the chat right now, and you're like, dude, I'm feeling kind of depressed right now. My character is like dog shit, and everybody has massive gold, massive gear. I'm so behind. There's no fresh. You hate to see it. If you can buy Warlord gear with honor during the pre-patch, that is your chance to level the playing field, man. You can literally be stacked for TBC. If you just spend your time instead of leveling at all, getting honor and buying Warlord gear, you're completely caught up on your character. I mean, you still need gold and stuff, right? But that's huge. You gotta spread the word about that if that ends up being true. I just can't believe it's true. We'll see if it's true or not. You can buy Warlord gear, Warlord weapons. You think you can buy Warlord weapons with honor in a few days? That's what you guys are telling me. That's what you want me to believe. I hope it's true. Oh, look at all these juicy targets, man. And I have the bloodlust on me. I can't get out of stuns. There's a mage fucking me up. Boil him. Some dots on him before I die. No. If I didn't have the PvP weapon, Prince bow would have been much more hype. Oh, is that you, Jason? Was that you? Jason from the Hunter? You got the Prince bow, right? That's what everyone's saying, that we can buy rank 14 gear. I think it's definitely true. Stay safe says this every day. And that is just the biggest deal, man. You don't need to run GDKPs. You don't need to do what I'm doing right now and go max for GDKP runs. If you can buy Warlord gear. That is just so huge. Where is fucking me up? Kind of sucks for those of us who went and ranked and our gear is just free for everyone. I know, man. I know. I would feel a little salty about that, for sure. Yeah, the people get the title, though. Yeah, they still probably would, huh? Pre-patch, if they went hard, you could still get rank 14 right at the very end. Thing is, the brackets might get swole again, because everybody needs the gear, so it's going to be hard to get it. I feel you, though. No, you don't get the title? Why wouldn't you though? Is it the titles are no longer a thing as of the pre-patch, or because that'd be good. Pre-patch in a few days. Pre-patch May 18th was the leak. We'll see if it happens. I feel like some of these leaks recently though have been a lot more credible. Okay, this should be the game. 3 juicy marks. Let's get it. Gotta protect the flag carrier. He's coming up right here. When's he jumping up? Doing some big brain skip. Okay. Oh no, they got our flag. Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Please come down, Ton. Please come down, Ton. Please come down, Ton. He's coming down, Ton. He's coming down, Ton, boys. He's coming down, Ton. Got him, boys. Very nice, dude. 3 juicy marks. What do we got now? 16, 20. Where's my AB ones at? Only got 6 of the AB ones. So I can only have 20 of each, right? 20 of each. Okay, let's keep going. Pull like one thing in
Greetings.
pull like one thing in Dharma. They changed the titles in TBC, but it's the pre-patch though. You never know. This is going to be some special homebrew. I'm talking Nax speed runs with. Oh man. Is anybody really excited for that to see how the meta shifts? Like our enhancement shaman's going to weirdly become good. I have no idea. Any 3 crafters out there? What do you guys think is going to change with this pre-patch in terms of the PvE meta and stuff? You know, because I mean that's one of the main ones that sticks out. Enhancement is going to be able to dual wield, and you're going to have this whole. You're going to have. Oh my god! Think about vanilla with expertise and stuff. Are we going to have expertise in a second? Or like, is the whole warrior meta of all the sweaty Lamborghini warriors? Are they going to have to change all their gear around? I have no idea. Yo, Voivod, yo, good to see you. No pre-maze, man. It's very chill. Very chill. Like, we don't have the best gear on. We have some tier 3 on. We got 5-piece tier 3. We got a couple pieces of tier 2, all just PvE Andy gear. Not really gear. And we're doing well in the BGs, man. I'm actually kind of surprised. Getting some good honors, some marks. They just have to wear more hit gear. They lose 3% hit from the talent. Are you pushing ranks now? I'm pushing badges now. I'm just trying to get a bunch of badges for TBC, just to max these all out, you know? 20. I got the quest log pumping. I got 18 quests complete right now. If you guys have any ideas of the best way to stack up quests for TBC, let me know, man. I got some things to turn in as well. Like, this is my pride and joy right now. My most exciting item for TBC. Where is it? This right here. This is my pride and joy. The most expensive thing I bought at the GDKP. The Phylactery of Kel'Thuzad. Hopefully, first of all, this is going to give you a nice little juicy chunk of XP when you turn it in. Apparently it gives you a lot. And then it gives you the trinket, right? The trinket that's apparently good through Sunwell. So it's just crazy. You can get a piece of classic gear that lasts you through Sunwell final phase, Isle of Kel'Danas of TBC. Is this... What do you guys think? Anybody doing Nax right now? Like, is this the most important thing to get out of Nax right now, you think? This weapon, you're gonna pretty much replace it almost immediately. Even if you have a Wraith Blade, I mean, you're just gonna get Continuum Blade, Revered Rep, Keepers of Time, Caverns of Time is better than the best weapon, Wraith Blade. So you're gonna replace the weapon real quick. Offhand, you'll replace that real quick. Badge gear. I don't know what you could get out of Nax. This would be the most highest impact. Is it too late to get rank 14? No, it's probably not too late, no. You still probably have time. What's the queue times look like? It's been faster than I thought, man. Like, just a few, maybe like 5-10 minutes. The Horde. Scenario and hold badge quests will still give XP with TBC and are repeatable. You know you farm all XP to 70 right now? You can farm all XP to 70 right now. You're talking with the item duplication trick? What are you talking about, Hody? You sticking on Scarum? I'm on Scarum right now, but I'm going to transfer him over to Blood Cell once I get a little more stacked. What do you recommend? Leveling my first character now in Classic, wait for the pre-patch, or wait for the possible announcement of fresh DBC servers? I wouldn't count on fresh DBC servers. Doesn't look likely if they're gonna do them. Depends what you want to play. I mean, if you're gonna play like a Blood Elf Paladin or a Grand Knight Shaman, just wait for pre-patch, obviously, and then go that route. But yeah, you can get to it, and you know, you still have from now until the 18th probably to get. Yo, that's the best news. If you can get Warlord gear with Honor, it changes everything. I'm surprised people aren't talking about this more. We should start talking about this on GMA, on Dark Portal. If there's any chance this is true, that you can just solo queue up some Warsong Gulches and some AV and get stacked in rank 14 gear with Honor, that changes everything. That's gonna make people like be down to roll new alts. They're not gonna feel behind, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can just get a full set of PvP gear, you're good, the character's fine. People gonna play other classes other than Shaman Paladin on Draenei and Blood Elves? Blood Elves, probably not. There's nothing really other than Paladin you would go Blood Elf for. I mean, some people just like the look of it, so they're gonna go it, but in terms of the sweaties, yeah, you're not gonna see anybody. There's no Blood Elf Rogue, there's no Blood Elf Mage, there's no Blood Elf Hunter. Yeah, it's really just Paladin you're gonna see, but with that said, there's gonna be a ton of Blood Elf Paladins, because Paladins are just insane in TBC, Prot Paladins in particular. Red Paladins too, I mean, Ret and Prot are in really great positions. So you will see a lot of Blood Elves regardless, just because of the huge influx of Paladins. You know, you always say what mages are to Classic, Paladins are to TBC. They're kind of the S tier tanks, or the best at gold farming. Paladins are just busted, it's true. The hardcore Warlock is still alive, man. I just wasn't feeling like leveling him today. I wanted to prepare for PvC. The thing is, you can't do that until pre-patch, because right now the way Honor works, you can't save that Honor now, though. But you can save the marks. That's why I'm getting these marks. Yeah, man. Getting these marks is... Yo, is there any chance these go away, though? No, right? These aren't just gonna evaporate into thin air on me, right? Maybe the ones in my mailbox might, if you let them sit. Need some shards desperately, though. Gotta farm some bodies. Do I back up? It's just me? It's just me. What the hell? Where's everyone going? Okay, I have no shards. I would take, you know, a frontal position, but I have no shards and dog shit gears at all. Okay. Dotting them up, dotting them up. Doing some nice double dot action. And triple dot and get a triple here. Something's dispelling us too. I think it's this guy. We need to handle this guy. We can control this dude. We're gonna win the team fight. This priest is healing and dispelling. I'm gonna coil him into another fear here. Yep, we're cleaning up the team fight now. He's gonna go for a psychic scream on me. No, pure DR is not up yet. It's hard gas to shut up into him. Oh, you did. Get a quick bandage off. Oh no, whoops, I had a pain on me, I'm drawing. Need a leaf? Can I sneak a leaf? Cheeky leaf. There is a leaf in here, beautiful. Some nice regen going. Tap, get the leaf cooking. Got a hunter right here. Where's my pet at, though? Okay, we got a hunter. We just gotta start draining. We have no coil. As long as he doesn't have reinforcements, though, we should be good. And of course, he has reinforcements. He has a rogue. Still probably gonna kill him. Ah, there's a priest there. I'm dead now. Let's get some dots up before I die. Okay. I don't lose much. Use unstable affliction, punish that dispeller. I don't have it, brother. Not yet. Been to TBC these past few days? Yeah, man, I've been no-lifing the Windrunner server. That's why I haven't been streaming as much as I'd like to. I've just been no-lifing the TBC server. It's so much fun. I can't wait till we're all playing it together, just streaming it. It's gonna be great, man. That's why I've been streaming all that much. But hopefully beta this week. Hopefully we can find our way in there. And then those two worlds will collide. Great. So it's looking good. We have their flag, they don't have ours. Maybe I play D for a second. No. It's just this. Our EFC is about to get fucked up. There's so many alliance going for him. Try to protect them. Oh, he's so toast. He's so toast, man. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming. I'm gonna drop a fat freaking howl here. Nah, they got the flag. Yeah. Get a big howl, huge howl. Throw a grenade. Rogue on us. I get the coil. Yeah, he's dead. I just gotta survive. Yeah, he's dead. This guy's dead too. That Nightfall proc, he's super dead. Fresh Hunter though, I'm toasted. He focuses me. He's not looking at me though. It's looking good. He's literally ignoring me. Scattered me. He's dead. Now I need a leaf though. I need a leaf bad. Can't even resummon my pet. I should probably just die. Yeah, I'll just die. I have no pet, no shards. Hate to see it. Maybe get one more dot off on this dude. Okay. Yo, Pt.2 Lock 3. Thank you so much for the tier 1. 2 months of support. Hey, Gargos, love watching your chill streams, especially the duos with Grays. Can't wait for TBC. Cheers. It's great to have you here, my friend. Thank you for the support, Pt.2. Yeah, man, what do you guys think about the beta, though? Do you think it's going to be all the way up to 70? If we look back at the classic beta, what did they do again? It was capped at like level 30 or 40 or something. Do you think it'll be less than max level? If I had to guess right now, I've never talked about this on the stream before, but if I had to guess what they're gonna do, it might start you at 60 or 58 going into the Dark Portal and just have all those quests available to you right there. And they might level cap it at some arbitrary thing like 65. And then you're just gonna have to play the game like that. People are gonna be testing stuff at 65, running normal dungeons, you know? Dude, rank 14 warrior with fucking Might of Mograine or whatever it's called? Holy smokes, this guy pumps. This guy living the dream. Isn't that the best weapon? Or Might of Menethil, what is it called again? Mograine Might of Menethil? Damn. He didn't do as much damage as I thought he was doing, bro. Is this your actual OG? Yeah, it is, man. Menethil, yeah. Might of Menethil? Menethil's Might. Stress test the starting zones. Might of Menethil, big PP weapon, for sure. That is the strongest two-hander in the game, right? So strongest one-handers in the game are what? Like Gressel and what's the other one? THC? Can you even use both of those as THC main hand? And then Might of Menethil?
Have a good one.
Okay.
Time is money, friend.
Kick me on fire, please. Rock. Is this healer gonna save him? Nope. Now we'll kill the healer. Nice. 2 out of 3. We're actually owning, dude. Getting carried right now. You'll love to see it. Getting carried by the team. How's your day going? Yo, it's going good, man. It's going good. It's going good, man. Just preparing for TBC, getting some marks in. Talking about the game. Chilling out with you guys. It's a good day. You gonna stream the next GGKP? Probably not, man. There's really nothing impressive to watch at all. My damage is so bad compared to a lot of the dudes, and oh, we might be able to kill him. The Might of Menethil guy. Yeah, he's dead. Let's get a leaf. THC is an offhand mainly. So what is it, Gressel main hand? Or is it Gressel main hand, THC offhand? Is that the best comp in the game? Or I guess it probably depends on your race, huh? Because orcs probably use axes, I would imagine. Thinks it's March 15th. I think they were saying it's May 18th was pre-patch. So if it's May 18th, let's say the rumors are true. May 18th pre-patch. Let's say the pre-patch runs for 2 months. What's the tentative release date then? We really might be in a ballpark area. We might be able to find, because it looks pretty much every leak we've had at this point. I've tried to shoot it down and say like, I wouldn't really take it too seriously because they've all seemed very sus. You know, just like cropped Discord screenshots and stuff, right? But full transparency to you guys, I've witnessed a few like friends who have told me like basically their sources are telling them it's coming real soon. You know, like I don't want to say the exact sources, but and trust me, I'm not really in that cool kids club. Like I don't think I'm even gonna get invited to the beta, but it's looking really, really likely that the beta is coming super soon, man. All the guide websites are already planning shit. Like, yo, I'm soloing this guy. I'm not getting help, right? I'm soloing the fucking Might of Menacil guy. Yo, Pog, we just fucked him up, man. They're rank 14. He's a warrior, though, but... Okay, I'm about to die. About to die. About to die. Blanketing into a veer. Oh, my pet's dead. Right. July, August, yeah. Something like that. Damn, Cargo's rolled Orc Warlock before it was cool. He's already ready to Zug in TBC for sure, man. I know a lot of people rolled Undead for Classic because it kind of was better for Classic, and now they're like, even Bricks love him to death. You know, I'm just saying, like he has a pretty stacked Warlock in Classic. He rated through I think AQ. You know, he has like tier and he has that staff off of Neff, and he has like full BWL gear / AQ gear. It's pretty stacked. He's literally hardcore challenging an Orc Warlock right now for the racial. You know, all the undead warlocks are re-rolling. If they're like Parse Lords, you know, if you're undead's still kind of better than PvP, to be honest. It's not playable. And certain comps, right? We've talked about this. Beating this topic of death. Certain comps that are going to be better than undead for sure. Yeah, I got a coil here. If I can coil this healer plus this Shadow Bolt, he might just get one-shotted, bro. He did. Now we're gonna kill this guy. Feel like a Chad. Yeah, I got a coil here. If I can coil this healer plus this Shadow Bolt, he might just get one-shotted, bro. He did. Now we're gonna kill this guy. Feel like a Chad right now. We're gonna kill this guy. Now we're gonna die to this guy. Oh, and there's a mage fucking pyroing my ass. I'm dead. I'm dead, aren't I? I'm dead, 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 I'm dead. Shard seems so unfun. You're not wrong. Yeah, I've had no shards for multiple BGs now. And this is the most shard-friendly spec a Warlock can play. I'm telling you, man. The real spec you want to be playing is Shadowburn. You want to be playing SLSB. Shadowburn is nasty. Just a couple dots and 2 Shadowburns and you're killing something. Like, ideally, you have shards for days. And how you start the fight is like first global Shadowburn, just to get it on cooldown. Because it kind of chunks. And you just want to get it on cooldown so you can use it like 2-3 times in the fight. But then you just hemorrhage shards. Yeah, I mean, I have an undead warlock that I'm going to play as well. I'm pretty much just going to level 2 locks to 70 pretty quick. And for the people that are going to go pretty hard for TBC, you're going to finish all of your grind to the point that